Hey there, welcome to Woohoo Wednesday. Today I want to talk to you about how big ideas live. Now, over the last 16 years and across 14 countries, we have worked with companies creating thousands and thousands and thousands of raw ideas. And we've seen hundreds of them come to life. But guess what? More of them could have lived. They're sitting in idea books, in filing cabinets. And what we've learned over the years is that more could live if leaders like you were leveraging the creative styles and the information about who's on your team to help more ideas get past that first hurdle. Leadership or the culture of your company that might be short-term focused or might be risk averse or might be thinking about the things that are comfortable for you might limit really killer ideas from ever seeing the light of day because you just don't have an awareness of the diversity of thinkers on your team to allow more ideas to live. Now, how do you know this? Well, there's an assessment. And we have executed this assessment for hundreds and hundreds of clients. And we've seen clients change the structures of their team to put people together with folks so that they were leveraging the diversity of their thinking style. This is not about their skill. You can be a skilled ideator. This is about their style. And we always say at Bamboo, you hear this every single week from us, that everyone's creative. Everyone is creative. So if you're thinking to yourself, but Tracy, no, I'm not creative. I don't have any time for that. You are creative, and I can tell you how you are creative if you want to take this assessment. Because this will show you how you think versus someone on your team who's very different. And it's based in value systems. And this is actually genetic. This is something you were born with. It has been done around the world on hundreds of thousands of people. The military is the largest customer of this assessment. And you want, as a leader, to know your creative styles on your team. This is your secret weapon, I'm telling you. If you map out your team and you understand where you might have lopsidedness and you might need to offset with a counterpoint style, or you might have a complete gap, or guess what? And we're all guilty of this. You might have surrounded yourself with yes people. You might have surrounded yourself with people who are comfortable. They think like you, and it just seems to flow, and you can just bounce off of them really easily. But then there's that other person on your team who's like nails on a chalkboard when they think about their ideas and express their ideas to you. You just don't think they get it. And either if you're on one side, you think they're too risky, and if you're on the other side, you think they're too boring. But when you have more of a gap than 10 points, you feel stress. And guess what? People on your team, when they have to cope with a style gap of yours that they are managing to because they want to make their boss happy, they burn out. So if you are in charge of innovation, and guess what? You're all in charge of innovation. Innovation is not a job title anymore. No one should have innovation in their job title because everyone's in innovation. So if you are responsible for innovation, then you want to know this assessment. And we can do that for you. So we have different ways that you can sign up to do KAI with us. We can come in and do coaching with you. We can do a workshop with you, but this is going to change the way your team thinks. The cool thing is we also understand all of these other assessments. We know how they work together. We know that if you do Myers-Briggs or you do Insight or you do Foresight or you do DISC, we know how to put those pieces of the puzzle together to give you a complete picture about how to leverage the diversity on your team. So take advantage of this. It's really, really important for people who have a team that they want to be high performing, that you have all of this information to get the most out of them. And guess what? To make them happier. They will be happier. We've seen it happen. And that is what makes our heart sing. So I hope that you check this out. There's more information in the below links, and we look forward to going through the KAI with you. Have an awesome week. So here's how it works. We send you the assessment through an online link. It takes about 15 minutes to take. You want to take it when you're well rested. You don't want to answer all the things as being strengths or passions because we'll figure that out and then you'll have to take it again. So we want your authentic self showing up. And then we score it. We have a report that we'll prepare for you. And then we have a one-on-one call, and it's about a 45-minute to an hour call. And these are really therapeutic for people. It really sometimes is super validating for people who feel like they have been misunderstood most of their careers. And what then happens is then we can share with them how they show up with others, what can be annoying to them, what can be annoying to others, what can be uncomfortable to them and uncomfortable to others about their style. This creates an incredible self-awareness. Now, if you do this for your team, and most of the time we do this for teams, but even when we do it for individuals, we've had people tell us they finally have self-acceptance for their style. And that has been really rewarding for them. When you do it for a team, and then they all give us permission to disclose their scores, we show you what your team's cognitive climate measurement is as compared to general population. And this has been done for hundreds of thousands of people around the world over the last 50 years. So there's a lot of data backing this up. So then you see in a full report your bell curve of your team's distribution and your cognitive climate of your team. It will identify where you have a counterpart, someone who's like you, and a counterpoint, someone who's very different than you. Now, I'm not going to tell you about the style because you need to take the test with a clear mind and not answer the questions because you want to be a certain way. But you will be leaning one way, leaning the other way, or possibly in the middle. And what's most important is that you understand the relativity between your style and those in your team. And as a manager or a leader, most often your team adapt to your style. And when they are coping out of their own style for too long, they will burn out. So what we can do for you is we can come in and do a workshop, or we can do a team call, but we can go through with you how all of your styles show up on the team, where it can cause stress, and how you can create more harmony. We identify for leaders, and we can do a coaching call with you, or we can again do more work with your team to identify where you have gaps. Sometimes we help teams reorganize so that they can put people in a team that might have more just symbiosis. And sometimes we identify where they have an outlier who's really in stress because he or she is so different than their team, and we can't fill enough gaps to create that diversity that they have bridgers. I'm getting into some of the techniques that we go through when we think about team development and how to put aces in places. And that all follows on after we take these assessments. But the way it starts first is awareness. And once you understand your style, then we can do all sorts of things with your team to help you create a more innovative culture.